What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Equipped Live. My name is Will, and I'm here with Joe Mevo. What's up, man?
What is up? It is cool to be back. Thursday. It's a one show week now.
Yeah,
It's it's
yeah.
so different.
So that's a good thing to bring up. So if you missed us on Tuesday, it's because we weren't live. We are switching, and I think that we're just gonna have to say this multiple times because people are still rolling in. But
Oh, for sure.
we now are doing just once a week, so you can find us Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook on Thursdays only, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Glad that I have that memorized because we need an updated graphic for that.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Good call.
Cool. So what is up? Ben's in the chat. Today we're going to be going over the new feature that Melon just came out with about co-host. This is something that I talked about a little bit about during the last show, but we were waiting for Joe so we could actually do a co-host demo, and so I'm excited to check that out and show everybody. And then obviously, we'll answer all of your questions as well. So if you do have any questions, whether it is help with your Logitech for Creator product or your production, or just want to talk about tech in general, certainly put that in chat and we'll get to that throughout the show. Wow,
Yeah.
Mike Marquez in the chat. I haven't seen DJ Mike Marquez in some time.
Yeah.
In a bit.
I tune into his live streams every once in a while. Every time I have the opportunity to, if I get a notification, I'll go check him out.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got to use the Mevo camera profile to make sure I show some love from the Mevo side of things.
Nice.
He's done a lot for the brand, so give back with the brand account. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also just like a super cool and unique way of using the Mevo, right?
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
For those of
Like,
you that don't know, DJ Mike Marquez, first off, he's on Twitch. Thank you for that subscription there. He's on Twitch, and what he does is he does live DJ sessions throughout New York, and I think even outside of New York now.
yeah,
And he
he's been over.
uses, yeah, and he uses what, one Mevo start, or does he do multicam?
I think he's good for a multicam at this point, but I think he switches it up. So sometimes he'll do single cam via wireless webcam or even maybe USB. I'm not sure since we do 1080 now, but he does
Right.
interviews from his desk. He'll go out and do DJing all around. It seems like obviously New York, but yeah, he's been going to conference halls and stuff and doing things from all over.
Cool. He says he's using the multicam setup. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I remember when we shot the first content, we had him over shooting content for multicam before we went public, I think, or
yeah,
before
and that was
that
a
was an adventure,
strenuous shoot for sure.
definitely an adventure.
Yeah. What is up, Pygo Whiskey? I'm
You
sorry if I
tried,
butchered
A for
that.
effort.
Exactly.
Well,
Uh,
we talked about what DJ Mike Marquez is using. Let's talk about what we're using for today's show.
that's a good call. Yeah. So, for myself, I'm using a Mevo Start via wired webcam mode. And then I'm adding the blur effect with NVIDIA Broadcast. I've got my audio coming from my Blue Baby Bottle microphone into my computer via USB. I've got dual light glows on either side of me, doing a great job with lighting. And then I've got my UE Pros in my ears to hear Joe.
Nice.
What about
I
you?
actually switched to the baby bottle this week at least. Been streaming a lot lately on my Twitch account, so wanted to make sure I had the best audio that I could, given the circumstances. I got three Lytra glows, two on each
Nice.
monitor, and then one right here to shoot up. I don't know why can't see my triple chin anymore because I got a beard. So not necessary, but it's there. um,
Honestly, I was thinking about getting one myself.
you know
So it's
what's
a
kind
good
of
call.
funny is that I was talking to JP. If anyone doesn't know, JP's our boss, and we were talking about the gift for the BG. Everybody was getting a lighter glow, and I'm just like, he's like, "You haven't got mine yet," and I'm just thinking to myself, like, "Don't we have a lot already? Like, are you really
Right.
worried about this one showing up?" That was pretty funny. Oh, but for my camera, I'm using a Mevo Start. It is running via the PoE, so I'm using Oh, no, it's not. I'm using webcam mode now, USB. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
wired webcam mode via USB. So because it is 1080 now, so I kind of just went that route. Go XLR for my audio interface, and yeah, we're talking about Melon today, so we're definitely using Melon. That is for sure.
Yeah, so you have yeah, that's a good call with Melon. You have your Go XLR going directly into your computer, right?
I do,
Yep.
I do. Well, it sounds like Jeff's saying that my volume is low. I'm gonna go check that out real quick and see how low it really is, and we'll make some adjustments. But thanks for the call out. Appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir. What's going on? Haram, nice to see you joining on YouTube. As always, we do recommend everybody move over to Twitch. It's kind of the best experience in terms of quality, and also just that's where everybody is, so you can have a lot of cool back and forth conversations with people. But thank you for joining us. Um, Mike Marquez saying Melon is the greatest tool for my interview show. So glad you guys are covering this. Yeah, I mean it's really really useful. We talk about this all the time, but we tested so many programs to try and get this same sort of situation that we're using now, and it just didn't work well anywhere else.
Yep.
So
Yeah, Melon's definitely a lifesaver in that aspect of the show. It's saving us a ton of time coordinating and dealing with the various types of technology that's necessary to do a remote show.
right,
Oh, there's that animation again. Crazy.
yeah, we need to get some custom ones.
I just heard myself. I'm glad I had the talk because my audio is actually it seems fine. I don't know. It's a little quieter than you, but it's still fine.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I think it's also distance, right? Like mine
Oh
is
yeah.
like 3 inches from my mouth.
Oh really?
Hmm.
There we go.
Ooh, now you
Nice
sound good.
coming in nice and solid.
Yeah. Let's see. Pygo. Nice. Thank you for. If you have a hard to read name, writing it out like that, that's
It's
pretty awesome.
solid.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Definitely beneficial.
Yeah.
Well, here's a
Um.
good question. I think we might be skipping Ian, but Cosm from Twitch saying, since those are really sensitive microphones, are you using background noise reduction filters, or so? If so, is it from the PC, the mic, or the Go XLR? So I do have a noise gate, and I have adjusted some different audio settings in the Go XLR to adjust that. And I'm pretty sure Will did the same because he's using a Go XLR Mini.
Yep.
So yeah, we definitely have some attack changes and gate changes, um, release and threshold and all that stuff's been adjusted for our environment. Now, if you've not used a Go XLR, it's super solid for exactly that reason. Because
Yeah.
beforehand we were using these and we were using like the Xenix 802. At least I had the 802, and it was really tough to kind of get the noise because yeah, this thing will absolutely pick up my air conditioner, the fan, and my dog could be snoring in the other room and pick it up.
Right.
So being able to make those adjustments of the gate in real time and hear and monitor in your ear was it's pretty good.
Yeah, and also, I guess we've got like a lot of redundancy because also Melon does have the option to do echo
Oh,
cancellation.
you do have yours enabled. Oh, I do
Yeah.
too. I thought I turned it off a long time ago. I feel like that was a recommendation from an audio file that we were familiar with. Oh
Which is
well,
always
it's on
funny
now.
because you and I are always saying like we can't tell the difference.
No, no,
Yeah.
yeah, not at all. I am not. Mm. Ooh, this is actually a good statement. You're probably familiar with this one from Pygo. I didn't. That's what he said, right? Pygo.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Pygo saying the noise removal feature in NVIDIA Broadcast works great too. It really does. Um, the biggest challenge with NVIDIA Broadcast is it does take kind of a heftier machine.
Yeah,
But
I know you use it for video, some like effects and stuff, green screen.
yeah. It is
Yeah,
really nice.
this
I
host
do
feature is
wanna
solid.
what's that?
This hosting feature is solid.
I know,
The fact that I
I
can
just
just
wanted
grab
to bring that
comments,
up.
it's perfect.
Yeah, so like the past two comments that popped up, like Joe was doing those, which is fantastic. So if I wanted to focus on like switching the cameras around or moving
Yeah,
different
I
effects,
can.
Joe can check chat. It's also great
Yeah.
because like if I'm like following the original chat message or the earlier ones, then Joe's like checking out the bottom ones. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
easier to keep track of everybody.
100%. Yeah, this is solid. I'm glad we're gonna talk about that today. The host feature that they've released because it's a game changer. And I know we've been asking for it for, basically since day one, right? You know,
Yeah, I mean, I
um,
don't want to say that it was completely our idea, but it was
kind of
certainly
feels like it
something that,
was.
yeah, we were really pushing hard for it.
Yeah.
And honestly, they did it pretty quickly when you think about it.
Yeah, it's cool to, especially with these younger products. At least it feels young to me because we just started, getting familiar with it this year. Which I mean,
Yeah,
at this point, we're at 7 months, so I guess it's not that young anymore. But it's cool to see how fast these teams are and how excited and anxious they are to really better products. And if you're not
yeah,
aware, Melon is a Logitech for Creators product. It falls under the Streamlabs family. Um, and yeah, we absolutely love it, and we're always talking to the team trying to give them new ideas. So if you've got ideas, and that goes for all the Logitech products, Logitech for Creator products specifically, if you have ideas, share them here because we do have a direct connection with them, and they do talk to us about these things, and they do care a lot more
yeah,
than probably people think.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I did the Twitter review this week, and I think there was like 300 tweets I had to go through.
Yeah,
It was quite a bit. So if you guys think we're not monitoring social media, we are absolutely checking to make sure everyone's happy with their situation with Logitech. So
yeah. If you go to this Willow link down here, you'll be able to follow our various social accounts. Um, and yeah, everything that is like said directly to at Logitech C is something that we end up seeing. So if you have any
yeah, so
questions or anything like that,
or if you just want to say hi because you know we're reading them, just be
yeah.
like, "Hey, Joe."
Hope you're having a
"Hey,
good
Will."
Monday.
Yeah. Can't wait for the live show at Logitech C.
That's right. So real quick, one more time before we jump into the Melon demo. For those of you that just joined the show and didn't see the beginning, we are now once a week. We are Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that way we can kind of do more work to prepare for the show and have better demos and make sure that we're able to answer a lot more questions each show.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about this new co-host feature. Let me pull up the page real quick. So this is brand new. Melon just released this, and uh, as you can kind of guess, it is this feature that allows you to have a co-host to do the controlling. And so this includes um, switching the position of the two cameras and the shared screen. So both of us can do stuff like this. Um, Joe can pull up chat. I can pull up chat. And what's also nice is that if he pulls something up, you pull up a chat, then I can actually take it down. So this is actually useful because a lot of the times we will put up like an overlay and the chat will go over the overlay. And then
Mhm.
to get back to chat to turn it off, you have to do like 5 different clicks and then go back to the overlay.
Yeah, and it's definitely tough when we're trying to do videos as well as an individual, right? So you've got to
Right.
leave chat, go to a couple different menus just to get to the videos. So I can keep chat up and bring up comments while you're doing that, so it doesn't feel like there's any dead time between trying to do these different processes, which
Totally.
is huge.
Yeah, and it's the same with the overlays. Is it still approximately a 1 hour show once a week? Yeah, yeah. Still 1 hour show. That's a great question. Yeah, everything's basically the same. It's just once a week, and everything's just more condensed. So we'll do demos and Q&A in the same show.
Indeed.
Yep. Cool. So there is. Yeah, let's talk about how it's done actually. So what you can do is set up various teams. So, we have the Equip Live team, and I was able to invite Joe via email. And then I also have an invite to my other computer. So you can do that as well. As long as you have separate email addresses, then you can have just multiple computers using the same team. And
So you invited yourself, right?
yeah,
Were you logged into the Equipped Live account versus your
yeah,
personal account when you clicked it? So it was kinda interesting to see the security feature that they have. So, like, if that link gets into anybody else's hands, they won't be able to use it unless they can specifically log into the account it was intended for, which I
yeah.
thought was really cool. I was confused at first because I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Oh, you want me to be on my Joe, or Joseph email?" I was like, "For Logitech." I'm like, "That makes a lot more sense."
Right, which brings up a good point. Like what we were doing up until this co-host feature is we would both be using the Equipped Live email address. So that means that Joe could hop in and see all the settings, but then, if we were doing a show together, then we would see the same settings, but it wouldn't work for one of us.
Mhm.
And so then we have to switch it to one person's on the Equip Live email, and then another person is on their personal email. So this is like a great way of avoiding any of that problem.
Yep.
Um, this is a good point. So for the size of the teams, you can actually use this for with the free account. So if you are testing out Melon and you just want to play around with this feature, you definitely can. You can invite up to one person. Standard users can invite up to three, and then pro users, which of course we are, can invite up to five. And I think this is really great for other situations like podcasts or something like that. Like that's
Yeah.
really good. I mean, I could see this being used for a lot of different things, even house of worship, right? Like, what if you have somebody that's managing um, chat or just switching the cameras, and you have another person that is managing overlays and stuff like that? A lot of good
Yeah.
uses for it.
Yeah, I mean, how many people do you know that have tried to create content but have like and stream and they have bad network? So maybe like there's a host that can take over in case the stream goes down and they can actually just talk
Yeah,
live
that's a
until the
really good
stream comes
point.
back up. Which is always a pretty convenient feature.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's basically you can do almost everything. The only thing is that you can't do, and this is actually a good thing that you can't let co-hosts do stuff like starting and stop the stream and the
Mhm.
recording and stuff like that. Because you just don't want to mess up that show at all. Um, cool. So yeah, it's really nice feature. It's very useful to have, especially if you're doing lots of things like videos and overlays and everything like that, or just interacting with a lot of chat. And it's definitely worth checking out. We keep telling people to head over to melonapp.com and at least try the free version of this. It's totally worth it. Um, and I was actually asked a couple shows ago about RTMPing from the Mevo apps to Melon, and you actually can do that, but it doesn't bring it up as a video source in Melon. It'll just automatically forward the stream to the destinations that you set up. So if you're using like Vimeo, what is it, Vimeo Premium right now,
Yeah.
then you can also do that with Melon directly from the Mevo apps.
Yeah, because the Melon does multi-destination as well.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
could, in theory, send it to Melon and they would just send it out
Hmm.
to all your other destinations.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into chat. Looks like there's a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, I've dealt with a
Um,
few of them here and there, but I definitely didn't get them all.
Go back up to the top. So, uh, what are Wi-Fi? What are recommended Wi-Fi options for the Mevo? What do you think?
The fast ones. To be
Yeah,
as generic as possible.
yeah, it really depends. Are what are you doing with the Mevo and like everything like that? Wi-Fi options for Mevos like that are remote are it's a different recommendation than Wi-Fi options for your home or school or something like that. So give us a little
Cool.
bit more information about your setup and what your content is, and hopefully we can give you some more specific advice. But fast is definitely the way to go, always. What's up, Jimmy? Thanks for tuning in.
That's Jimmy.
I think it's a
Oh,
different one.
no, I know
Um,
that. No, he said this is Jimmy. He said he declared himself. See,
Oh,
look
okay.
right here. This Jimmy. So it's Jimmy. He's
What's
letting
up?
us know it's him. Welcome, Jimmy. Nice to see you.
Hmm. Is there any way to record direct to the SD card without Wi-Fi or mobile data?
Of
Sure.
course.
You can actually do it without a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So in the single Mevo camera app, you can set up customize the power button. So if you press the power button, is it double press or just single press? It's
double
double,
press.
right? Double press the power button, and then that'll start the recording. So you
Wait,
can
it
do
might
that.
be single. Double press is webcam now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's just single press.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That was my bad.
But certainly really easy to set up and definitely doable.
Yep, absolutely.
Montes saying Melon is a great platform. It really, really is. We like it a lot.
I believe that's a new viewer. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome.
Um, Cosm, hopefully.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's the Go XLR question about the noise gate.
Oh, okay. Good call.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you I grabbed a couple of them. I didn't exactly go in order, so we're
It's all
we're
good.
gonna have to do some practicing with me taking control of some stuff.
It's good though. Keeps it super dynamic. What about the Mevo multicam since now you are using the Melon app? I don't.
You can still use Mevo Multicam with Melon, but
Mhm.
the reasoning behind Melon is that he's in California, I'm in New Jersey. So Mevo Multicam does not allow guests from across the nation to
Right.
connect. So, you know, it's just kind of different tools for different purposes. If we were going remote and there was no need for a guest, then sure, multicam would make sense. But since we are in different locations, we're using the power of Melon to bring in two people from across the nation. So,
Also, when you think about multicam to wireless webcam into Melon, like it is kind of like the lightest load possible on your computer if you want to do multiple camera and audio sources.
yeah,
Because Melon is web based, and then wireless webcam, your computer will just see the one wireless webcam source, but you'll be having three, you know, 6, 10 cameras set up to it. So,
yep, yeah, because it's using the power of your mobile device versus bothering to encode all of these various cameras on the computer,
right.
which is excellent.
Um, cool, cool, cool.
It looks like we got a couple of good questions down here. Mark is saying, did my earlier comment about incorporating the Blackmagic Atom Mini unit into 2 to 4 cameras, Mevo cameras? I've been researching that configuration. Appreciate thoughts on that. It's not possible. Um, so Atom accepts HDMI and Mevo does not output HDMI.
Yep.
So it's just pretty straightforward with that one. Um, it's kind of no need either with multicam. Kind of
Right.
defeats the purpose, right? You're integrating wires when wires are not necessary with Mevo multicam. It's kind of the strength of Mevo. So to integrate an Atom Mini or an Atom unit in general, it kind of just defeats the purpose of what you can accomplish wirelessly.
Yeah, a lot more expensively.
Yeah, that as well. Daryl saying, I know the show is primarily geared towards the Mevo camera. Not anymore.
Yeah.
This is a Logitech for Creators show. We talk about all things Logitech. So Melon, Blue, Ultimate. Or well, this one's Astro, technically not LFC. He's got UE over there. We've got tons of gear, Lytra, so you can see the glows. We're using them on our hair, but you can see them on my shelf and then on his shelf. I keep pointing the wrong direction. This is terrible. So yeah, but anyways, let's get back to the question. However, what are your thoughts on streaming through Zoom and using the Mevo? We do it every day.
Yeah.
Hundreds of us do it every day. Basically, every Logitech for Creators employee that has a Mevo is probably using it on a daily basis, multiple times a day in Zoom.
Yeah.
So
It's super interesting because you can always tell.
yeah, you can. Well, because so when you use it with Zoom, when someone connects and disconnects, Zoom refreshes the camera sources. So for the second that someone joins the call, everyone's everyone's camera starts spinning Mevo for a
Right.
second, and then they come back. And then when someone leaves the call, everyone's camera spins a Mevo, and then it comes back. I thought it's kind of funny. to see it because there's multiple people in all of our calls, all working for Logitech creators. So we all are equipped with Mevo, so we all see it. It's pretty funny. I enjoy it, but they work
Yeah,
well.
super popular. We're always asked by random Logitech people if we can hook them up with more Meevos.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Echo cancellation is good in Melon, but without it, it's still good audio as long as you have a good mic. Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to the mic. But a good mixer also helps.
Oh, for sure. Here's another one from Mike. Guys, when are we going to be able to record all of the shots from multicam on one SD card or even my phone's gallery, meaning I can have one output with everything I put on my screen? You can. You can 100% record your program out to your mobile device.
Yeah, but
If he means
you
the
can't record
individual
all.
shots, yeah, you
Yeah,
can't. But he does say meaning I can have one output with everything I put on my screen. So I think that means program out. And if that's the case, you can do that already.
yeah, you can do program out directly to your device, or you can do ISO recording, which will record each one of them, their points of view onto the SD card. But you can't have one SD card with all of that on it.
Yep.
But I'm
Yep.
curious why you would want that. I mean, I guess it's cheaper to have one SD card, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
Risking it for the biscuit.
Yeah. Um, let's see. What gives the best resolution from the Mevo Start, wireless, RJ45, or webcam mode? I don't know RJ45.
That's Ethernet.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just it's just the hardware term for the Ethernet port.
got it.
Yep, yep,
So the best, I mean, wired webcam mode is solid, but you're gonna get the same resolution from all of them.
yep, yep.
The only
It's
difference
just
is latency.
yeah, and wireless latency or Ethernet latency is still very, very difficult to notice. Oh,
Right.
did I just freeze?
You're back.
Oh,
Yeah, just a sec.
I think my computer needs
What's
some.
up, Gordon?
Oh,
Good to see
Gordon.
you. Thanks
Hello,
for joining
hello.
us.
So Daryl's saying, please direct me to the article related to Mevo and Zoom. If you go to help.mevo.com, type in webcam, and it will give you an article. Or you can go to Google and do it as well. I
Yeah, it's
pulled it up
always
here,
just
but
faster.
so interesting thing is I can't. So it does say sending messages is only for hosts. So I can't actually send you that link. Otherwise, I would because I have it up right here. But Will, I think, is pulling it up. But yeah,
Yeah,
if you go
what's
to
the term?
Google, yeah, so it's Mevo wired and wireless webcam,
Got
the
it.
the beta article. You got it ready to
Yep.
go?
There you
Cool.
go.
Nice. So we'll just see. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this question mark. Can I share that screen, the Will screen?
Yeah. Oh no,
Wow.
I don't have it pulled up.
Oh, I'm
I've
confused. What
got. I
screen
just
is
put
it?
the link in there.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, there you go. So that's the
but I
link
can
we
pull it
need.
up too.
Let's see here. So DJ Mike is talking about it's splitting the file into the gallery. Yeah, it's going to split. I think we've had to talk about that. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Hmm.
It's not something we can control.
I also
Um,
think that you would be upset if it didn't, because then you'd be more likely to lose data, and that's not fun
Everything.
for anybody.
And it
Yeah.
takes way longer to transfer files that way.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
a
that's
solid point.
that's that's never going to change. Because we can't. It's not something that it's not a Mevo controlled thing.
Right.
But we did like recently address some issues where maybe it split too frequently, but
Hmm.
but that was just a bug that we addressed. It was not something that we can't exceed the split. It's just going to split. It's just kind of
And it also depends on the storage, right? Like, what do you
yeah.
have? The format.
Yep.
All right, here you go. I got it pulled up for you.
Nice. Yeah. So here's the help article. You can go to help.mevo.com, find this. Uh, Will did link it in the various platforms,
Yep.
but it covers everything. So not specifically for Zoom, but the actual directions does discuss Zoom. Um, so nothing's really changed. And you can use it for various different platforms, and there's some pretty cool tips in there, and lots of different things. So, yep, yep.
I gotta say, man, we do a great job with articles.
Yeah. Yeah, so Randall, if anybody's not, talked to support recently, Randall is, I guess, quote, unquote, "the new Joe Mevo," but he's just Randall.
Yeah,
Um, so he's writing all of the articles moving forward, and he did his first article, and I approved it, and it looks great. So it's
nice.
he's keeping with the standard, still a really, really high level, really quality article, but yeah, it was nice to have, some pretty good uniform, and it's nice to see how many thousands of people used those articles, because you're like, man, my work does get seen on a daily basis.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Um, Following up about the SD card, sucks having to join the files in post. So say I'm streaming a 2-hour stream and bouncing around the camera as the file splits, doesn't keep as the one whole file. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. I mean, hopefully it doesn't take too long to just throw them all on a timeline, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but can you imagine like multiple 2-hour files combined into one giant 4 to 6, 8
Yeah.
file and then trying to transfer that thing?
It would be cool if you could kind of like do some sort of like comment note or whatever, like being like, "Oh, this is an important time, like mark this in the recording."
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
You
I
know,
don't know
like
how
how
you do
zip
that.
files work, right? So like zip files use compression. I
Mhm.
know I know if the file's too large, you can actually compress it into multiple different file sizes. And then when you unzip them, as long as you select all of the packages, right click and unzip, it combines all of it into one file. That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. So like you can like take all the video files, go to a computer, and then it would just combine them just like a zip. Kind of cool. Not sure
Joe
how it'd
Mevo
work or if it's
solving
even
problems here live.
not even sure if it's logical, to be honest. I don't think maybe it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see
Um,
here.
yeah, that's a good idea. Is Melon only on laptop or mobile phone also? It is on both. You can do it on a desktop computer, you can do it on a laptop, you can do it on a mobile phone or a tablet. I think the limitation, at least for iOS and iPadOS, is that you use Safari.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that you can use Chrome on Android, but I haven't tried. What is up, C-Bus Radio? Thanks for joining us.
Oh,
Let's
it's nice
see.
to see you.
Can you point me to a ceiling-mounted Mevo stand? I'm hoping to mount it from the ceiling. I see the desktop versions. We don't sell a ceiling-mounted stand, but there are a bunch that are available on Amazon, both ceiling mount and wall mount. And because the Mevo uses a regular 1/4 20 screw, you can basically use any mount that you can find that you want to use, and that's the size that you want and the price that you want. So you're pretty much set. But since you are on Facebook, do just a Facebook search in the Mevo group, and I'm sure that people have listed ones that they've tried. All right.
Yeah, the Facebook group's super useful for stuff like that. That's not like extremely specific.
Yeah, I was using it just the other day looking for teleprompters
Mm.
because I was thinking how cool it would be to do Zoom calls where I see like the Zoom window right in front of my camera.
Yeah, I mean, even just here, right? So like I've got
Yeah.
my monitor here and monitor here. If I could just have the chat right in front of me, it'd be solid.
Yeah.
Those are expensive though, right?
Yeah.
They're like,
Like one that's like 8 inches that's very small is like 150.
yeah, adds up. That makes
Mhm.
sense. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of. One more question. What Android tablets work the best with the multicam app? The list hasn't been updated in a while. Is there any updated list available? There isn't an updated list that I'm aware of, but obviously this changes dramatically. So there is a help article that says the requirements, the device requirements. So I would go by that more than anything. But in terms of the best tablet for multicam, the more power and the more RAM, the better. So if you want like the absolute best Android tablet, like
Mhm.
it would probably be the Samsung S8 Tab Ultra, which is a 14-inch tablet that has, I think, 14 or 16 gigabytes of RAM. So you're good to go on that, but it really depends on like the budget that you have available because that's I think like $1,400. But I use the what do you use for your Android tablet? I use the Samsung S7 tab, I think.
Yeah, mine's I think is also the S7 actually. It's just like I think there's like a light version and like a regular
Right.
version. I'm not sure which one of us got what. Honestly, and being a prior Android homer, I'm just gonna tell you to just get an iPad.
Yep.
As a newly integrated iOS person, just get an iPad.
I have converted Joe.
Yeah.
It didn't take
Dude,
too long. It
I've
was like
got
2
I've
years.
got air tags everywhere now. I've got a new iPad. I've got the new iPhone.
That's
It's
right,
bad.
man.
Things are getting bad. Things are bad in the Joseph household.
Just reformatted the computer.
The MacBook, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My dog's equipped with an AirTag now. Like everything's getting
Nice.
wild in here, man.
Yeah,
Abs-
man. The ecosystem is super powerful. Once you get everything, obviously it's super expensive, but it makes things so nice. AirDrop in and of itself is kind of worth it for me.
I was looking for my wallet so I could show it. Yeah, AirDrop. I've not really used it, but yeah, I imagine it'd be super convenient.
Yeah, and there's
But
also the continuity of like copy and paste. So if you copy something on one device, you can paste it on another,
that's
which is what
sick.
I use for like all RTMP information.
Yeah, that's a necessity. I mean, typically I would just send it through Slack and then grab it on my
Hmm.
other device, but yeah, it's super convenient. I'm trying to like figure out
Uh,
how to share. So I'm on Instagram looking at the Logitech C post. We're in this together. Super great post, by the way. Well put together. Um, it's in their story, and I can't seem to figure out how to share it.
yeah, so you have to enable that in your account, and they don't have it enabled.
What?
Yeah, so, like, in the past, when I wanted to share the stories that we've been in, then I have
Man,
to do a screen recording and then post it myself.
man, we needed to tell them to change that because we
Yeah.
can spread it to people we might not know who just follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, it would
Anyway,
be great.
did you talk to them about it? Did they say anything?
I haven't asked them about it. I
I'm
just
gonna do it.
noticed it the other day.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah,
sitting here.
definitely
That's what
bring
I'm
it up.
doing on. I'm like, so I'm like not really looking. I'm like looking at my phone, trying to do it on my phone. I was like, maybe it's a mobile only thing because my desktop's not letting me do it.
Right,
But no, every time I try to send it, it's like sending to a private message, not share to a
right.
story or something. Like that's silly.
It's super annoying.
Yeah, not a fan.
Um, let's see. So, yeah, if you do follow the socials in the Willow link below, you can see us being very active on Twitter, and hopefully we can be more active on other platforms in the future. But there's definitely a
Mhm.
lot of cool stuff on all of the Logitech C accounts. I think it's TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't think there's a Facebook, but there's definitely a YouTube and obviously Twitch.
Yep, lots of good content.
Cool.
You're
It'd be
doing a lot of
cool.
polls lately. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Whoa.
Polls are pretty
Back
sweet though.
the back group.
It, back group. Sure. Um, it
Oh,
would be cool to be able to go back to and review a previous stream while still streaming in the Mevo Multicam app. I had a need last night to review a play at home, and obviously it didn't want to stop my stream. So, like viewing files while streaming. I
it's
mean,
be a tough one.
you could. Can you eject the SD card while streaming?
I think so because, but it obviously will stop your recording.
Right.
Um, but like I think your best bet is likely to just have another device where you can pull up YouTube or wherever you're streaming to, and then just use the time bar to go backwards.
Yeah, that's a super good call.
Like,
Yeah, and
yeah.
if you're on Android, you can just have it side by side.
Mhm. Yep, yep. I think that's the best bet for you. Um, yeah.
Any plans for a standalone Melon app instead of using the web browser for a quick way to go live to multiple platforms?
It's a good question.
A quick way to use Melon to go live to multiple platforms is just RTMPing from the Mevo apps.
Yep.
You don't even need to open up a web browser. It'll go automatically to all of your destinations.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one. What is this?
It's a
That's a
great
great
question.
question.
Yeah,
Well, Equipped Live is a show for Logitech for creators. We cover all things LFC, Logitech for creators. If you don't know what LFC is, that's what it is. Um, we talk about everything: Blue microphones, Mevo cameras, Lytra lights, Streamlabs, anything that falls under the Logitech for creators umbrella, which is all of those products, and some to include Melon as well. And yeah, we get to enter or talk and interact with our users from the various different areas of Logitech for creators, and just kind of talk tech and hang out, answer questions, best practices, show you what we can do when we use our own products. Because everything that you're seeing today and everything that we're using, our microphones, our cameras, even the streaming platform, are all Logitech for creators products.
that's
So
right.
there's no better way to show everybody what you can do with our lineup of products than to demonstrate it every week on
That's
Thursday,
right.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There you go. I think the marketing kind of tagline for the show. So the show is Equip Live because we equip you with the knowledge and tools that you need to create your best content. There you go, man.
Glorious.
Did I do a
Somebody,
social post for that?
I was
Yeah.
about to say, somebody somewhere put a lot of effort into that one.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, that was a fantastic summary of what the show is. So thanks for joining us, Marcus. Um, yeah, thanks for joining the show. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't, or the follow or the heart, depending
It's
on where
always
you're
funny.
at.
We have to remember to like be creators. Like
Right.
like we watch creators on Twitch, and I mean we actively recruit creators. Um, so it's funny, like we often forget to be like, subscribe, follow, punch the
Right.
button. Like it's like, oh yeah, we are one of those people now, right? So
Smash that like button.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Helps with the algorithm.
Yeah. Or what's funny is like we don't like we appreciate subscriptions, but like obviously we're funded by Logitech. So because
Right.
we are Logitech. So we don't really care so much for the subscription. Like it's not the money that we're looking for, but it's nice to see you subscribe to follow us. Um, but it is funny, like we could you imagine if we were just like, remember to use your Amazon Prime? like so many creators do that so regularly, which I get it, right? You need the funds, but we could become
Right.
that person. We could do that.
Have like gifted subs or whatever it is.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's see. Here I'm saying, at our church we use 3 Mevos with Ethernet PoE adapters. It's always on, very smart. Is that okay, or should we turn it off after each use? Will it damage the battery or reduce the life of the battery faster? Answer is no. You are totally good with leaving it on 24/7. That's how I have all of my Mevos.
Yeah, and it's kind of the purpose of the PoE, right? It was like to
Yeah,
put it somewhere you can't reach it and keep it on. And people wonder how it doesn't affect the battery because it's using the juice directly from the cable. When it's plugged in, it's using juice from the cable. It's not using the battery.
yeah,
So unless absolutely necessary, but if it's idle, it's not encoding or anything. So it's not going to need to use any juice from the battery. So you don't got to worry about the battery being overly charged or something like that. It's
right.
just using just enough power from the power supply to stay alive.
And that's the same with just like USB power, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I will say USB ports are significantly less likely to keep it charged and plugged it, or
Right,
like unless it has supplemental power. Most PC ports aren't going to provide enough power to keep your Mevo plugged in because it's not like a traditional, like a C920 or 22 or the
right.
various other C cameras that Logitech offers. Um, it does require higher or more juice.
Yeah, I noticed that myself. When I plug it directly into the computer, it'll still drain, but it'll drain much slower.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And sometimes I mean, a lot of people might even notice it just stays there. Like you could be
right,
at like 56% and like it just stays there because it's just not enough to charge, but it's also not enough to drain.
right. And it also depends on just like the type of USB port that you're using. You're
Yeah.
better off with like a 3.0 port.
Yeah, we should contact who is it? Sabrent? Is that who we use for all our hubs? I know you
Oh
because you
yeah,
suggested it. So we should get it. We should get in contact with them. Be like, yo, you guys trying to
I
send
know.
us some gear? I was like, we're happily like we are big users. Like we got the 16 port. I've got a 10 port. I
Yeah,
think I actually have 2 16 ports because, like, I
you
bought one and
should,
then
yeah.
work bought one.
Same, exactly. Yeah, I try and like, I should be an affiliate or something like that because I tell
Right?
everybody about that thing.
Yeah. We're not affiliated with them, but, we love their USB hubs, so it's good stuff to know. Mark is back with a follow-up. Oh, we
Look at
smashed
that.
each
I
other's.
like it. It's
Do you
actually
do
kinda
you
cool.
over do you overdo me? Can I if I press it, does it take it away? No, it does.
Oh,
I was wondering,
interesting.
like I was
Does it
wondering if, like,
layer?
I could take yours away, yeah. Like, if because like, the host has all the power, right? So, I imagine that, like, it would prioritize what you did over me. Interesting if they had that conversation when they developed it.
Yeah,
But Marcus with the follow-up saying, "What product would you say is most useful for creators?" Just subbed. First off, thanks for the sub.
yeah.
Uh, what product I think we should both answer this because I think we probably have different answers. Um,
Mm.
you go first. I don't wanna,
I guess we're covering just Logitech C, products.
or
So if
maybe just like my answer was gonna be like a generic category. Like, I think the number 1 most useful product, I think
mhm,
is going to be lighting. Like, like, and the reason I say that is because you can make a really bad camera look really good. And
yeah,
for example, I've done a live show remotely using just my MacBook. I didn't bring a Mevo with me. I don't know how I don't have one in my car at this point, but
right,
I didn't have one with me, and I was in I don't think it was a show. I think it was a call, an interview with a user tester, and I used my onboard camera, which everyone knows onboard webcams on laptops are questionable at best.
yeah,
But my Lytra Glow made me look pretty good. So I think that's like a super powerful tool. Um, so
yeah, that's a
I'll
really
go
good
with
point.
lighting. I'll go with lighting if I have to choose like a category, which the glow is what you need to grab because I think we're back in stock and you should go get one.
There you go. It's a good little sell there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good call. I think, those of you that have the Mevo, you know for a fact that the quality of the image is significantly better with more light. And
Mhm.
that's, I think, just how it is with all kind of
Cameras.
webcams. Yeah, all cameras. Um, so yeah, I would say lighting is up there, and also probably the mic. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like if you have a great looking stream, but your audio is not good at all, then people are gonna go away. But if you
Yeah.
have a stream that is like 480, but still really good solid audio, then people will stay and watch.
100%. That's definitely I think that's a good one-two punch right there, lighting and audio. Now it's
Mhm.
funny because we're both from Mevo world, so, like, we should have
Right.
been saying, "Cameras, you should get cameras." And I totally love all of our cameras. StreamCam is one of ours. The Mevo obviously is one of ours, and we're both using Mevos because it's a powerful camera.
Yeah.
But I think for most creators and I had this conversation with my friends too, because they both, um have this desire to be creators and be like these big game streamers, right? And I think that's like every person's desire at one point, especially if they're a gamer or just a creator in general. And I think they concern themselves so much with like these other things, like, and it's whether it's their content style or something. And it's like there's a few things. It's almost like the fast, cheap, and what's the other one? You can pick two and not three. What's the other one? Fast, cheap, and quality or something.
I think
I don't
quality,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you pick 2. If you pick 2, you can't get the 3rd one because, whatnot. And, I try to tell them all the time, like, concentrate on your content delivery, concentrate on, you know, making sure you're doing the best with what you have. Um, because the backdrop of one of my buddies, it's just chaos because he's got kids and I get it, right? So it's just the chaos behind him. And I'm like, hey, it's really not that big of a deal as long as like you're entertaining. Somebody's gonna stick around regardless of what your backdrop looks like. You
Right.
know, I'm oh, there it is. Yeah, fast, good, cheap. You can't get all three. You gotta pick one. And this is no different than in content creation. You got to be, and I would almost say like my three circles here would be like, entertaining, and then audio, and then video. Like look good,
Yeah.
sound good, and then good content.
Be
You
good.
know, yeah. And you can't do it. You can I mean you can do all three obviously, but concentrate on what you can afford to do. I guess is the big one.
Yeah.
And cheap. I guess. I guess we might need more circles for ours.
It's true though, you know, a lot of people they watch like these huge streamers or huge YouTubers and like, you know, they're obviously using the best of the best gear.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, if you're gonna stream like once every 3 months, it may not be worth it to invest like $3,000, $5,000
Yeah.
into gear.
Yeah, and that was it. You know, you bring up these big creators, and that's a perfect example. Is that, you know, one of my friends' responses was, "Well, so and so gets away with it," and I'm like, "Yeah, so and so
Right.
has like 2 million subscribers." I was like, "You're not climbing that ladder trying to do the same. They can get away with a lot more than you can to
Yeah.
get, you know, that extra follower, that extra, you know, whatever it might be, subscription. You can't get away with the same things. They already have a following. They can sacrifice a few, and people are going to come back regardless, you know, because they've already made it. So we can't cut the same corners that they can, you know, and they didn't cut corners when they
Right.
were coming up.
Yeah, if you look at anybody's like first content posts compared to like their content posts now, like they're gonna be a lot worse. Like they didn't start out with $5,000 worth of
Yeah,
gear.
no, no. Odds are they had a C920 and a Blue Yeti.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
fact.
those are the, you know, entry perfect quality. I mean, I know big creators who still use the Yeti.
Yeah.
And the Yeti's great. I love me a Yeti, but I don't know, I kinda like this microphone, which is what Marcus is asking about. Marcus says, "Thanks. What's the microphone you're using?" The Blue Baby Bottle. The Blue
Both of
Baby
us.
Bottle is a, yeah, it's an XLR microphone. It's wonderful. So now I will say it does pick up a lot of things. So if we were to turn off all of our noise cancellation and our noise gates, you're probably going to hear a bunch of random stuff in the room that you don't want to hear. So
It's
there's
very
more to
powerful.
it than just, yeah. There's more to it than just like buying the microphone and just sounding like this. So you know, it's not difficult to accomplish, especially if you have the right tools. Look at that thing. That thing's nice. But you could
Yeah.
accomplish really high quality audio from, like I said, the Blue Yeti or the Spark. I use the Spark. If you go and check out us, you're on YouTube. So if you go check out all of our past shows, I've been using a Go XLR, or not Go XLR, dear Lord. I've been using the Spark,
Spark.
the Blue
Mm.
Spark, and that's like the lower end microphone from, that's an XLR from Blue, and it's still very high quality. And you can still
Yeah.
get really good audio with the Yeti. Maybe we'll mix it up, Marcus. You subscribed, so maybe next week I'll throw in the Yeti. You can hear that, and I can show you how good I can make that sound. You know, it really just comes down to, you know, making sure you take the time to perfect your craft.
Yeah. And there's so many settings when it comes to audio, right? Like even if you're using a blue microphone, if you're using like the blue USB, then you have blue voice and you can really customize your sound and it's the same, you know, with this one.
That was amazing, actually. I didn't realize like the G Hub settings for Blue Voice, for the Yetis, and it really does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
I'll
And I
give
love how it works where you can record a sound clip in the G Hub settings and then you can adjust your various I don't even know the term, the various gains and whatnot,
Yeah,
um, in Blue Voice, and that'll affect the recording, which is super cool.
I did not know that. Look at me.
Yeah.
I too am getting edumacated over here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until, we did a show demo a few months ago.
Well, we were talking about the Blue Yeti. Brain, I thought it said Brian. Brain over here using the Blue Snowball. Snowball is great.
Yeah.
I've always thought of it as the little brother to the Yeti.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but that thing's quality, and you said it yourself. Like you still see plenty of creators using it, and they're using it. And it's interesting because you always pointed out people are always holding it awkwardly,
Yeah.
opposed to using like a mount or a stand. They're like holding it. Um, it's funny, but no, that the Snowball is a great quality microphone.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a good place to start, you know, we have it's like one of the most popular microphones that we have for sure.
mhm,
It's a really good price point and, you know, it's high quality without um, you know, costing too much money. And
yeah,
I
you know,
think does it work with oh no, it doesn't work for Blue Voice, but you can do a certain amount of customizing with it.
we should do. I don't know what you have planned next week. I know you work on the schedules for the shows well in advance, and I'm not really kind of plugged into that. But we need to do the starter kit for content creators. I
Facts.
think we should create a bunch of different bundles because, like, we just talked about it. You could get like a Snowball or a Yeti. That's like a great entry level microphone. Melon, free package for the entry level content, right? Maybe that's what we do. Maybe one of these weeks we create content using all budget, all
Yeah,
budget conscious decisions, whether it's, the microphone, the lighting. We won't even, like, we could just use the free Melon app and just show them like what we can also accomplish
I like that.
using these entry level products. Um, I think that is powerful.
Yeah,
And let us know if guys, if you guys are in the chat, I see you guys talking a lot. It's great stuff. Let us know if that's something you guys would like to see. If you would like to see us demonstrate the various different tiers of, because like what you're seeing here is like this is a $400 microphone, you know, and I've got like three $60 lights. I've got a $400 Go XLR. Like, so we're using high quality stuff. We've got the pro stuff for Melon. If something you would like to see is various different tiers, and let's do the show with those different tiers, let us know, because I think that'd be cool.
yeah, that's a really good idea, and we can just show you kind of how to max out the quality and all of those different things.
Yeah, I think that's solid.
I like that a lot.
Woo! Look at me coming up with ideas.
It's solid,
Ideas.
man. It's good to have you back on the show.
Oh man, we talked a lot.
Yeah, what time is it? Oh
No,
wow, 3 minutes still.
you're good. I don't
Um,
think I don't have anything till 4:30, so we can hang out. Okay.
nice. Is there any cool things going on with the multicam app with the new iOS 16 in the works? This is something that I've talked about before, but I haven't been able to test because it requires an M1 iPad. But in iOS 16, there's something called Stage Manager, and what this is their way of kind of allowing somewhat of a desktop experience where you have the different apps in Windows. And so I have been curious if you can have the multicam app open in one of the windows in Stage Manager, and then another window that's like, YouTube or Twitch chat or something like that, or maybe even Melon. Um, so yeah, I think there were actually some people in chat in some of the earlier shows that said they were going to test that.
You said I've got the new iPad Air. That's got the M1 in it.
Does it? Well
I
then,
think
yeah.
that's what
If you
this
get
Apple.com article says.
nice, so if you get into the developer access, then you can try the early build of iPad OS, which has that.
Nice.
It's definitely worth checking out because that would be
Yeah, I'll give
really,
it a
really
go.
cool.
I can give it a go. See if I can get in.
Nice. We'll do some research on that.
Oh yeah.
Something that I actually was doing research on, I think I mentioned this a little bit, but somebody was asking in the previous show if they could RTMP from the Mevo apps
Melon.
to Melon. And I
Mhm.
know that they were getting very excited to know the answer to that. And the answer, which I tested, is you can RTMP, but it just doesn't show up as like a video source like it does right here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This is an interesting question. Is Melon able to sync audio between instruments in different locations? Well, I mean, like, we're in real time. I can't imagine the latency is that bad that we wouldn't be able to play instruments together. I can't play an instrument. I can get my old school recorder out from 4th grade and see what we can do.
There you go.
But I mean, we're having a real time conversation, so the latency can't be that bad. Where I think a band would be able to do it. I'd be interested to see.
Yeah. That'd be really cool. And you can there's a new feature in Melon where you can actually add separate cameras. So like you could have multiple cameras set up on location, and then you can have a completely different location
I just noticed.
doing
I did
even
not know
more.
that.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yeah, I also noticed this one. Um,
The
like I
React.
said, I'm because I'm getting educated about this.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I
we don't use this enough, but it is nice. It's another great reason to have co-host, right?
yeah. Well, we are running low on time, but
Yep.
Marcus, we can answer this one.
It's a good
What is
question.
Melon? You can go to melonapp.com. It is a cloud-based service. It looks just like this. Look at all that craziness. Look at that. So basically, you can mix match, have guests in from a remote location. So, for example, I'm in New Jersey. Will is in California. and we're able to have a full-blown live show all managed through the cloud. Now, what's super cool is, and you'll see this as we end the show here in a couple moments, all of our videos and stuff are all hosted on their servers. So we can log in anywhere and be in good shape. We don't have to worry about, well, does this computer have all the files and are the overlays configured compared to the last show I did? Everything's ready to go. And we did talk about it, about potentially doing a budget friendly show to show you all what we can accomplish with the free version of Melon, because there is a free version and it's super powerful. If you haven't gone and check it out, Marcus, I would go melonapp.com and give it a swirl, a roll, or I don't
That
know, give
works.
it a give it a go.
There
Huh?
you go. I like that.
Oh, what a show! This was fun,
Yeah, man.
Mark. Hey, Mark. Nice to see you.
I think this proves that once a week is a solid way to go.
I think so too. I think we've had a lot higher quality conversation. Um,
Hmm.
Not that I'm saying what you guys were bringing to the table previously wasn't quality. I wasn't feeling stimulated mentally. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. That sounds terrible. um, but no,
But
I'm
there's just
excited.
more choices, right?
And lots
Like,
of new faces. Lots of new faces. And I think these conversations are a lot, like I said, that's higher quality. We're having a higher quality conversation, and a lot of ideas are being brought up, and new faces are obviously intrigued about what we're bringing to the table. I think the one time a show or one time a week is a step in the right direction for sure.
definitely. All right, so we're gonna wrap it. What's up?
That's a good point. Look, you see what Darren said? It's hard to look through the previous videos by name and find the content you need. We
Mm,
were having this conversation about making it easier for users to find our past shows and understand what content they're going to get in that
yeah,
show. Um, Maybe we do spend time and kind of start linking to various time stamps. I don't know. We got to figure it
yeah,
out though. We'll figure it out.
yeah. Another thing is that the titles for bringing more people into the live show are different than the titles that get more people to watch the YouTube videos.
Are you
So
saying that we use clickbait titles?
just a little bit.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
That's
No, it's a
definitely a
very
good
good.
point.
Yeah, it's a very good point, Darren. It's definitely a conversation that we're having, along with the one time a week. We're trying to figure out how to better provide you all with content that's beneficial, whether you make the live show or not. We want to make sure that you all can go back and you find the videos useful as well. So thanks for that feedback.
For sure. All right, everybody. Just a reminder as we wrap up, we are now live only once a week. So Thursdays, join us 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/Logitech C, youtube.com/Logitech for creators, or facebook.com/Mevo Camera. All right, everybody, we will see you next week on Tuesday or Thursday. Wow, I just told this schedule. Yeah, Thursday, and we'll see you there. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. All
Thanks,
right,
everyone.
see ya.